Kaidan is one of the biggest streamers in the world right now, if not the biggest streamer right now. Maybe of all time, to be honest. He's grown so much in the last 2 years. And he's very big for a few reasons, namely his very outgoing personality, similar to Speed. I mean, the chained together the chained together stream that they did, where they were literally chained together, was one of the funniest streams I'd ever seen. it just worked well. And a few of the modern most popular streamers like Kaidan and Speed have kind of changed streaming quite a bit. Streaming walking around town, messing up the house by using fireworks in it, getting Kevin Hart and famous artists around, and doing stream marathons. Now, Kai has done a few stream marathons. He started off doing Red Dead Redemption 2, which he really liked, and then he did Elden Ring, which, you know, as an Elden Ring player myself, I watched a bit of it, and I thought it was really good. It took him 167 hours, and 1,701 deaths, and 437 of those deaths were on Millennia. I mean, fair enough, it's like, she's a hard boss. I mean, I don't know how many deaths I got, but my first playthrough, I think, was 156 hours. And then I don't know how much I died, but I only beat Millennia in New Game Plus. I just couldn't beat her in my first playthrough. That shit was like, it's still like, there's harder bosses in the DLC, but she was something else, man. After this, Kai waited for a bit until he could play the Elden Ring DLC. So he announced that he'd be playing Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and Bloodborne as the 3 marathons he wanted to do next. So the Elden Ring DLC comes out, and after 99 hours, with 68 of those being on Radahn, 1,007 deaths, with 618 of those being on Radahn, he beat the Elden Ring DLC. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me that he spent that long on Radahn. Like, I got through the entire DLC. I thought it was a bit disappointing, but I thought some parts, like the bosses, were incredible. And I'm kind of just like, I got stuck on Radahn and I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to break something in a minute, I can't do this anymore. So I'll occasionally just come back to the game, try and beat Radahn, and I don't beat him, so I just kind of leave it for a bit. It's a very hard boss fight. I think it probably is. It's not too hard, but they could have kind of relaxed a bit on some of his moves. Like the one where he like spawns a load of clones of himself. I don't know how to dodge that. To be honest though, for me, Elden Ring is genuinely probably one of my favourite games. I had the same feeling playing that for the first time as I did when I first played Breath of the Wild, which is an amazing feeling. Like, it's a feeling like no other, you know? Playing a game and being immersed in a world that you love. As for Bloodborne, I played it, but I never completed it. I got very stuck on the Blood-Starved Beast, and I know people say that after the Blood-Starved Beast is when the game gets pretty amazing, but I don't know, I couldn't do farming blood vials anymore. The Blood-Starved Beast was just such an annoying boss fight, and although I beat Father Gascoigne on my first try, which I'm pretty happy about, I found the Blood-Starved Beast to be just hell on earth. I'll probably go back to it someday, but not right now. After 30 hours and 153 deaths, Kaidan beat Bloodborne, which is actually very, very good, considering he only had like 151 deaths. That's like, you know, Bloodborne's meant to be one of the harder Souls games, and that is a very, very good amount of deaths for Bloodborne. But the main thing that I wanted to mention about this stream was his talk about the Bloodborne Remake, and I'll roll the clip now.
I don't think I have the power to do that. But, listen to me, I don't think I have the power to do that. But definitely, I have the power to bring attention onto a topic within the Souls community. I feel like the developers have watched my every move when it came to me playing these games. So the least that I can do is I'll try to push the narrative for something to happen. PlayStation, FromSoft. This is one of the most highly requested games for a remaster and a PC version. I haven't even touched it. Just from me entering this community, I want to go ahead and be like, hey, can y'all please just do something, my nigga? I don't know if y'all would ever watch this. We're gonna talk about it again when we end this game. But I don't know what it is, PlayStation, PC, they fuck with it, bro. Just do it for them, bro. I don't even think you gotta change. What they gotta do? Just change the quality? Yeah.
And although they will 100% need to change more than just the quality, I think that this is a very good way to get the subject out there and for From Software to listen to him. Like, the fans have wanted a Bloodborne remake for years, and maybe if they bring one out, then I'll play it again. Because I feel like the 30 FPS is really wank, and the graphics aren't awful, but, you know, they're not great. I mean, Dark Souls 1, I've played that, and the graphics aren't great in that either, but, you know, maybe they can improve Bloodborne, make the blood vials more common or something in the early part of the game. But there are two other things that are very interesting, with one being about how, in the PlayStation Rewards recently, a PS5 version of Bloodborne The Old Hunters, which is the Bloodborne DLC, came up, and this like sparked the community. They were like, oh my god, we're getting Bloodborne Remake, Bloodborne Remake, Bloodborne 2, oh my god. But in reality, it is either Sony teasing Bloodborne Remake, or they just did this as a mistake. And I think the second one is probably more probable. But another thing, and this isn't obviously confirmed, but the other month, there was a Reddit post that was made about different Sony projects. And one of them was a Bloodborne remake that was described as more than a remake. And I'm not sure if this has been debunked or not yet. But if this is true, then it's a very, very good sign that we're getting a Bloodborne remake. And if it's more than a remake, then, you know, I mean, I'm happy for that. More content's more content. Maybe it's like Bloodborne 1.5 where they had like another DLC or something. But my opinion and what I think about a Bloodborne remake is, if you look at Demon's Souls and the Demon's Souls remake, Demon's Souls came out on the PlayStation 3 back in 2009. The remake came out in 2020 on the PlayStation 5. 2-generation gap. Bloodborne came out in 2014. Or 2015. 2014. And now we're on the PS5. On the PS6, I think that's probably the most likely time that it will come out, to be quite honest. Because I don't think a 1-generation gap is enough for a remake, especially if it's a game like Bloodborne. As for a PC port, I don't think there will be one, just because if you look at Demon's Souls and how that doesn't have a PC port, I don't think Bloodborne would either, like, come on now. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the situation, and I'd like you to comment down below, what's your thoughts and opinions on the Bloodborne remake situation? What do you think about it? And with that, I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and while you're at it, why not like and subscribe? You know, it's free, and you can always unsubscribe later. I try and upload at least once a week on this channel, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.